Good morning and welcome to Clarity. My name's Barbara Gray and this is Paul Church.
Good morning, everybody.
And we're here to keep you company for an hour. New year, new idea. Welcome to the party. Jilly's in the building with the good self. So if you have any questions, if you're looking for anything, Jilly will be there to answer and feed any questions you have through to Paul and me.
Yeah.
And other than that, it's perfect weather here for crafting.
Yeah. If you start to hear noises, it's where the rain's coming down on the roof.
It's pelting down, isn't it?
It is indeed.
So
there we go. The sound is good. Thank you, Jilly.
Thank you, Jilly. Yeah, so we've got two shows today.
We have
one now at 10 o'clock, and then the next one we'll see you again at 2 o'clock in the afternoon if you're inclined to see us.
Yeah, we've got lovely Sam Crow in the room as well.
Well, good morning,
We're
Sam. Yeah. Where's your artwork? Where are your samples, girl? She'll be like, I didn't get these. Yes, you did.
Yes.
So new year, new idea.
Yeah.
The idea behind this show was we started a new Facebook page called Clarity Crafts, Mini Makes and ATCs. So for the uninitiated, that means Artist Trading Cards.
Yeah.
What it really stands for is small art. Small art. And so we thought there was such a huge response.
Yeah, because you did a blog on the 1st of January, which quite sort of appropriate, wasn't it? About sort of struggling with your mojo and things like that, and trying to kickstart, especially in the new year after a break and everything that went on last year and everything else.
Right. And it's difficult to get back in the saddle. And for me personally, it's easier with smaller makes. That's what I found. You know, if I can just, if it's bite size and it's achievable, then I'm more relaxed.
Yeah. Rather than a 12 by 12
canvas. Or a mural. Anyway, no. So what we thought would be a good idea was to encourage our friends to get on board, because a lot of people, I think, and it was interesting to see how many people were in the same boat as me. Lots of people were struggling.
Comments on your blog, everyone was for personal reasons or
just lost your mojo because the world's overwhelming at the moment. Let's face it.
Yeah.
And so we started and we had a really good uptake. I spoke to Jane and Elizabeth, and they are in charge. They're the administrators for the ATCs and what we call PTCs, which is parchment trading cards.
Yeah.
And so we kind of blended the two things.
Because it was on the two separate groups, wasn't it? So if you only belonged to one or the other, then you may not have known what was going on.
So we blended the PTCs, the ATCs into the mini makes.
Yes.
And we've had a really marvelous uptake or response, because PTCs and ATCs, what they do is they do a monthly swap. So you have a reason to make, because that's the other thing. I think a lot of people, when they get into that slump, they lose their mojo. They also, I can only speak for myself, but I said, well, why am I, like with pottery, why am I making all these pots? What's the point? How many bowls does the world need? You know, and I know a lot of people, it's like, well, what am I making all these cards for? What's the point? You know?
Yeah.
And so the swap has been really well received.
Yeah.
Because what happens is you every month, Jane and Elizabeth, they tee up
they
partners.
match people. Yeah.
It's like a match, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then you send to your friend and that friend sends to you, and so it goes on.
And you could do it just for the 1 month. If you know you've got a busy, maybe you're going on holiday for a month and then you think, oh, I can do it this month, but I can't do it that month. But if you want to take part on a regular basis, just let them know that you want to do it every month. And then
but it's not mandatory.
No, not at all.
I mean, I've signed up for every month because I really enjoyed it, you know, and a lot of the design team have signed up for every month because we're all in the same boat, and it does give you a reason to just, you know, reach out and communicate too.
Absolutely.
So that's what this show is about. We thought it would be really great to have a monthly show to focus on small art, on mini makes, as we call it. And so every time we come here, once a month, we will only ever bring stamps that are less than 2.5 by 3.5. And then that way, doesn't mean you have to do the PTCs or the ATCs.
But it just means dual purpose.
You've got the dual purpose. Yeah. So, Paul, over to you.
Okay, so if you're tuning in for the first time and you're thinking, well, what have we got to share with you today? So, I mean, this is a lovely collection, isn't it, from Annie?
Yeah.
And we'll talk about Annie in a little bit more detail in a moment. But what we have for you, I'm going to bring up some details on the screen. So let me just change my screen there. So on the left of your screen, I'm guessing it's on the left, you've got your product details. You've got your 5-digit number, which is 11946 for this collection. You then have an image of the product, what the product is called, and then you've got what the price of that product is. Now, we've got 3 different options for you in this collection from Annie, and this is the first in a series of 3, isn't it?
Yes.
So I think we said May and then again in September.
That's right.
Because there was so much artwork from Annie.
Yes.
There.
And it's an overwhelming collection, and we thought it'd be really nice for mini makes to collect the set.
Yes.
And that way, you know, you collect the first 3.
Yeah.
And then but the sampler is a collection. It's the entire collection, so you can see what's coming.
What's coming?
Yeah. And we decided to launch the sampler and include the sampler on every show.
Yes.
Because they are so beautiful, and I'll be showing you very quickly how the difference in size.
Yes.
You know, because the large ones are actually mini makes.
Yeah, because it's quite deceiving, isn't it? Until you actually see them side by side.
Because they're sitting next to the tiny ones, you think, oh, it's only the samplers. No.
So
I'll show you that.
Yeah. So let's have a look at the pack shot on here, so we can see here. So on your screen, you've got your A4 sampler, which is the larger stamp set, and you can really see on the screen the difference in the size between the 2. Then the next item on the show, if you like those. So now let's have a look at this one. This is Annie's Folk Art Set 1 2-way overlay A5 slim stamp and embedder trio. Now you'll see these little sort of bits of plastic to the side. These are embedders that you're going to get with all of the stamps, including the A4 sampler.
Yeah.
Now the price on this is normally £29.97. You've got a £9.99 saving, which brings it down to £19.98, which means it's free for the price of 2. Okay. If you're a Diamond Club member, that brings it down even further to £16.98. Okay. Then at the bottom, because of the way in which Annie designed her lovely artwork, you've then got a trio of stencils.
Which are wonderful for the backgrounds.
Yeah. And when you look at the artwork, the imagery, you think, oh, I can only use it as that. But as Barb's going to show us, they work lovely as backgrounds.
Yeah.
So the item number for this is 01022. And the normal price is £17.97. So this is another 3 for the price of 2, bringing it down to £11.98. And if you're a Diamond Club member, it brings it down to £10.18. Now, I can hear everybody asking, how do we order? Okay, so I thought what we'd do just at the beginning of the show is show you our website. So across the bottom, you've got claritycrafts.com, so you can go there, put any of those item numbers in the search, but we've also got what we call a show page. If you prefer to call, you can also call 01732 868 215.
Our UK call centre, aka Sue.
She's off today, but Jazz is there manning the phones.
Is Sue
along
off
with
today?
She's got the day off today.
Right, okay. But Jazz will be answering
Jazz
the phones.
and Pete are there to take your calls. And if you've got any questions as well. Okay. So let's have a look on the overhead with our super duper new camera. Okay. So this is the front of our website. And you see, look, this is our show for today. Okay. See this little button up here that says Clarity TV?
See that? That's what I wanted to look. See, there's a screen that moves.
Yes, the carousel.
Yeah, the carousel. And there's another really super order that I wanted to flag up. There you go.
The bug off.
Yeah, buy one, get one free on the parchment. Yeah. So how long is that going to be?
That is until midnight on Sunday, which is perfect for our show coming up on Sunday.
There you go. Just wanted to flag that up, though, because that's a really very, very favourable price.
It really is, and it's been very popular already. So if we click the button here that says Clarity TV, okay, when we go into there, you can see this is our current show page for today. And it will list all the products. Everything is available individually. We've got some brand new nested rectangle embedders. Okay.
Yeah, brilliant.
And you can go for, oh, look, we've got a super offer on those little swatches.
Yeah, marvellous.
£3 saving on there. We've got our bijou card blanks and envelopes. Yes. Perfect for those. Stencil brushes, they're almost here.
Next week, apparently.
Yeah. But if I scroll back up to the top, okay, and you can see here it says catch up and craft. If you click into here, okay, what this will do, it will show you all of our previous Clarity Social TV shows. So we've already got the video ready when we go live at 2 o'clock.
Yep.
This is the one for we're doing now at 10 a.m. And what you'll find here after the show, there'll be some project downloads.
Yeah.
Because since we've been doing our own Clarity Social TV, when it decides to load up,
yeah,
Bar thought it was a great idea to share with our friends at home the little demonstrations and tips and tricks.
So these are the sort of the demos that I've done, and it's a great way to catch up and locate quickly.
Yeah.
So we've got these downloads for you, and it shows you the card that I've made, what I used, and also so what was made, what was used, and it's next to the video.
Yes.
So for example, in the next couple of hours, I'm going to attempt to do all these, which, you know, which is quite comical, really. But we'll give it a go.
You couldn't stop, though, could you?
No, no. When I started, I couldn't, and I could have kept going.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, there's 3 demos that I haven't even.
Oh, really? Yeah, of course.
There were 3 that I didn't even
get
bother.
written up.
No, it was unrealistic. But so these are great for downloads, you see.
Yeah,
and it tells you exactly what's, and the highlighted elements. It's a direct link to the.
Yeah, whilst it's still on your computer, you can click that and it will take you straight to there. But also they have the date and the time on there as well. So you can see here, this was a show the other week. So you can see the demos there. You just click that button and it downloads it for you. Okay, you can save it to your computer, you can print it off, it's entirely up to you.
And if you're busy, say when the sun comes out later in I think it was this the 4th of September it was scheduled for.
This year or next?
No, I think it's this year. I'm ever optimistic. But if you do happen to be out on that day when the sun is shining in England, then you can always go back on catch up when the sun goes down.
Yeah, and all of the previous Clarity Social TV shows are all in that one place as well, so it's nice and easy.
And also on YouTube.
Yes.
If you're a YouTuber, then that's a really
yeah, because it's great because many of our friends at home have got the smart TVs where they can watch it on there. See us in full. Well, I hope you've got a small TV.
That's what I do.
I do as well.
My 2 places to go are either on my Mac at home, my Apple, or on my telly.
On TV.
Yeah, on YouTube.
Yeah.
And my mum as well. Morning, Mum.
Morning, Hilma.
She also watches YouTube
as well.
Yeah, on her television.
And it's great because not everybody's on Facebook.
No.
And if you subscribe to our YouTube channel, then you'll be notified every time we go live with a show as well. And share that news. Maybe you're in like other craft groups on Facebook, or you go to a weekly or monthly craft group. Spread the word.
There you go. We appreciate it.
Yeah, because we're finding that more friends are sort of considering that Create and Craft went towards the end of last year. We're still finding that many people have just found us. Yeah. So
shall we have a look at the products and some beautiful samples from the design team?
Yeah. So do you want to have a look at the stamp sets first then?
Yeah, I'd like to do that. Let's have a look at the printouts first. So for me, the sampler is the linchpin of the whole thing.
Yes.
And you can see here that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 two-way overlay pairs. They work beautifully independently. They work beautifully as an overlay. They work beautifully together. Like you can see Annie's artwork is very folk art, very whimsy, very Rob Ryan. It was this was the sort of artwork that we really enjoyed together.
And it sort of inspired that the gentleman you just mentioned.
Rob Ryan, he's a paper cutter, paper cutting artist, and so we really enjoyed that kind of artwork. And Annie had that kind of whimsy.
It's gorgeous.
It's just beautiful. You'll see them in more detail later on. Chase your dream. You see?
Yeah.
Very, very
There's
lovely.
Sort of like hidden messages in some of them.
Reach for the stars. Chase your dream. You can see it there.
Yeah.
Very, very subtle. Very beautiful. And this is a gorgeous one as well. So what we've done is, you see, we've taken them into a larger format. So this is available. For me, that is the set.
Yes. Okay. So that's item number 11946. Then we now have our,
Go on, sorry. No, I was going to say, so this large A4 sampler set is $29.99. But if you're a club member, of course, you get 10%, 12.5%, or 15% discount.
So if you're a Diamond Club member, it brings it down to £25.49. But when you consider the amount of stamps you're going to get from
it's a fantastic
collection.
Is. And it kind of paves the way for the other,
it's giving you like a sneaky peek,
isn't it? It is, nice.
So then we have our other stamps. So this is the A5 set, but you can definitely see the difference here just on these printouts.
That's it. Look, you can see here the difference in size. Yeah, so that's rather lovely.
It is. So if you want the trio, they're all available individually. It's 11983, and it's 3 for the price of 2 on this collection.
There we are.
And then we have the next one.
I love
Home
this.
is where the heart is.
Yeah,
really, really nice.
And of course, you got these lovely little assets that Jazz always adds, which
like
are
just
gorgeous.
On the inside of an envelope, just on the inside of a card.
So you know, this is a real. I miss you. You know, you've forgotten where you live. Happy new home.
Yes.
You know,
absolutely.
good luck with the move.
Yeah, going off to university.
There we are. There's lots and lots of reasons for that.
And then the final one in that collection is the leafy heart,
which I thought would be perfect coming into February now.
Of course. What's happening in February then?
I'm not sure, but I'm going on holiday. So we've got these two here in tiny, and you can see that they really do. There's a really fantastic piece of artwork that I want to flag up straight away by Dee, and you can see here just how fantastic they work together. If I come in on this camera and just offer up this artwork to this camera, you can see it's gold embossed, but what a beautiful piece of artwork that is.
That is gorgeous.
And so Dee's created that banner, that side panel here with the 3 small ones, and then used the large stamp.
And they all look so different, don't they?
And what's interesting is that large stamp, you know, if I go to the overhead here, I love this camera.
Do you want to go in closer?
Go on. I know, look at that. But you can see here the detail on that. And what makes this look larger is the layering.
Of course, yes.
So that looks a lot smaller than that.
Yeah.
But in actual fact, it's the layering that just creates that
illusion of it being larger.
Yeah, so we'll definitely be indulging these stamps.
But they just work lovely together, don't they?
They really do. So I thought it might be a good idea to have a look at some samples, if we could do that.
There we go.
If you just give me, because it's already nearly 20 past, Paul.
Yeah, let me grab those
let me
out the way.
just show you some really beautiful artwork. This is Dee's. You can see here she's used the smaller ones in the background and then the larger one as a centerpiece. This is a Linda Spencer. Gorgeous. Now she's mixed and matched the sampler.
Of course,
so you can see here we've got the hearts in the background. Isn't that lovely?
Yeah.
Right. And interestingly, there's no white emboss or anything here. The card is the white. It's that negative art.
Negative art. Yeah.
Very lovely, isn't it? There's another Linda Spencer.
Gold embossing again.
And this is nice as well because she's used 2 different
designs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now there's the larger one. I'm sure that's a Debbie McMullen. Yeah. So she's gone for the stencil in the background. So it's the same stencil in the background. Looks beautiful, doesn't it?
Yeah.
This is a Jane Telford. I love this idea too.
Nice.
So she's used the positive and the negative together.
Yeah. And the embedder, we can see the embedders used there as well.
Really cool. This is a Sonia Goodliff, really mixed media.
Yeah.
Really lovely also. Sheila Metzeler, she's using the stencil in the background.
Yeah.
These are different sets.
Yes, that's from the sampler one, isn't
Andy
it?
Duggan, love this. All on one layer here. He's used the background stencil.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Yeah, really nice indeed. Very, very good. Sheila Metzeler. You can see just how beautiful these stamps are and how they work. They just work beautifully, whether it's the large
tags,
but
also great for the mini makes that, as I say, we've launched, haven't we?
Yeah, aren't they nice?
That's nice.
So you can see here, these are large art. These are not mini makes. But what you've got to know is it's this part that is still a small piece,
2.5 by 3.5.
Yeah, it's a small stamp. Whether Sonia decides to go and make an 8 by 8 on it, or that wall art. And then this is one that I wanted to flag up as well. If we just take a look at Jane's one here, this is very nice. She's used a designer paper, designer card.
Yeah.
And then she's used the positive and the negative underneath. And then she's put the young girl over the top with a little landscape inside. Very, very lovely indeed. Can you see that?
Look at that.
Isn't that a nice piece of artwork?
Yeah.
Yeah. But again, it's that tininess. It's that tininess that
to create that.
yeah. Very lovely, isn't it?
Wow. That's beautiful.
So there you go. That's the artwork. That's the samples.
So where are we going to start? What are you going to show us first?
So I thought the first thing to do would be a good idea if we just come in here. You might want to pan out a little bit.
There we go.
And I want to show you, let's just have a look at a couple of, let's get to grips with the stamps first.
Okay.
So what we've got here is, we've got the positive and the negative. So we've got the infill.
Yes.
And just to make a point, I'm using the large stamp to start with.
Okay.
And these are the little ATC cards that Dave
I'll
die
bring those
cuts.
up on the screen. There we go. These are great. These are your Bijou card blanks and envelopes with 2 embedders as well. $9.99, and you get 20 of each of the little cards and the envelopes as well.
So you can see here that the colour is quite grungy. I like that sort of black,
different ink
dark,
pads?
Different ink pads. Well, if I use, for example, an archival, you can mix and match them. Let me just show you this. If I take, for example, I'm going to use this one, Cornflower Blue.
Okay.
Okay. And I'll show you how you can. So I'm adding a layer of Cornflower Blue. The thing about archival inks is that they do stain your stamps.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that doesn't mean it affects the stamp. It just stains it.
And did I hear rightly? I think you mentioned it before the show. We're going to do a giveaway, Barb.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's do a giveaway.
Okay.
And let's say if you want to be part of the giveaway, then please do me a favor and just put heart. Just write heart in the comments, and then we'll pick a winner. How's that sound?
Yeah, it sounds
big heart.
Great.
Okay, so you can see here, this is a 2.5 by 3.5 card.
Yeah. And
yet you can see that the large stamp fits on there absolutely beautifully.
And this is from the Trio collection.
It is. So that's a blue one.
Yeah.
But how do I get that grungy look? Well, the reason I've got grunge is because I've got a little bit of black on there as well.
Okay.
See, so what I'm saying is you can clean the stamp.
Yeah.
Or you can add a bit of black as well.
Right.
And then what will happen is you'll get this, you'll get a mix of the two. So even if, say I did a black, and I'll do it later.
Yeah.
If I put a black on here, and then you'll get a mix of the colours. So you won't get a true blue. You'll get
right. So it sort of reactivates the colour if you haven't cleaned the stamp.
Exactly that. So let's say, for example, if I show you now, that's true blue.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I've just done.
Yeah.
That's the true blue.
There it is.
Right. Yeah. Then I've got black. Then I've done a black.
Okay.
Then I've mixed the blue again.
So you haven't cleaned your stamp.
No, I haven't cleaned it.
Blue.
And that's how you get these mixes. You see?
Wow.
So it's interesting. And does it spoil your ink pads? No, not really. It really doesn't. So I'm just saying that you can see what I wanted to establish was the size of the stamps versus these little cards.
They're great,
right? And then if I wanted to add the infill, then I know that this fits in there absolutely perfectly.
Because the outer one will always be that size, and the infill does what it says. It infills it.
So now we've established the fact that these stamps are the right size.
Yeah.
Right. Let's say I want to change. Right. Let's change direction. We'll take these out of the way. Don't forget. This is not the card I'm giving away. Okay.
I'd be happy with that.
But let's take another card.
Okay.
Right. Let's just take another card. Okay.
Right.
You turn it into a director at Create and Craft. Right. So there's the white one. Let's just do this. So this is the stencil in the background.
Lovely.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm deconstructing it. Then I've taken a piece of companion paper.
Nice.
That's there like that. Now I've taken the same stamp as I just used.
Yeah.
Right, which looks different
it looks
here.
Bigger.
Yeah, it does. That's all about the outside. So that's exactly the same stamp, the light part.
Yes.
And then I've done an infill.
With a darker colour.
Right. So and then what I'm going to do is use that's the thing. The
embedder that comes with it.
We're going to do that as well. So that's the first part.
Okay.
And then let me show you. Let's go to this one.
Yeah.
We just did. There's the small one. That's the equivalent of that one. So you can really see the difference in size.
Different. So you can make a card, you can buy a present, and then you can do a little gift card to go on the present.
Exactly. So this is a beautiful for weddings as well. Really nice indeed. And then of course, and I'm going to use the embedders on there too.
Because that comes with those as well.
So nice colours. Let's check these colours out now. And this is a little bit of a trip down the ink pad road. I thought we'd have a look. So you can see, to begin with, I started on the archival route.
Yes.
And I showed you how, if you've got a little bit of a different colour, how it changes. I'm a fan of that.
I think that's really nice. I would never have thought about that happening because they were archival and quick drying.
The thing is that it's like for like. So this one reactivates that one.
It.
Yeah. So if you want to, now let's say, for example, though, you want to use a different sort of ink pad.
Yeah.
Like I've used that stamp now, and I've used archival.
Yeah.
Right. So let's have an experiment. Let's see what happens if I go now to a different sort of ink pad.
Okay.
Whether that reactivates as well. Should we check that?
Yeah.
You see, because at the end of the day, this is black now, but over here it isn't.
Yeah.
So let me just take this stamp. Did I see that?
I think it was
because I moved too fast.
Just a little bit, yeah.
Let's take these two, because that's the colours. Those are the colours that I've used for this background. So rather than go dark, because you tend to think that the outside's got to be dark and the inside's got to be light.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
But let's go the other way. So we highlight. You see what I mean? We're playing here.
Foreground is light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's see what happens if I take this. Let's just put a little bit on there. So now I'm no black.
No black.
No black.
Because it's not reactivating.
No,
it's two different types.
That's it. Two different sorts of ink. So they're not reactivating.
Yeah.
Let's just add a little bit of ink on there. I'm just doing this for speed. I'm using the ink direct to the stamp. Yeah. Now let's take let's see, because I haven't done this. Sometimes with these distress oxides, they're imminent.
They're halfway down, I think, the road from Liverpool. It's a long road.
I know. It's ridiculous, isn't it? But say now, for example, you can just with the spot-on sponges. I use these all the time, and I'm always running out of them.
And we've got a collection of the spot-on sponges. If you want 4 packs of those, which gives you 64, the item number is 31215.
And what the spot-on sponge is doing is it's just spreading. You can see how it's blending the ink.
Yeah.
I can go direct from the stamp as well.
If you wanted to intensify or add a little bit more depth.
And you can see on here, I've got a little bit of pink.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
But you could just
wipe it. You could literally wipe it clean if you felt that some people don't like that. I really am not worried about that in the least. And what I'm doing is I'm just flipping the sponge, so I'm getting 2 different colours, right? So now I've got choices. I can go dark, as in, sorry, I can wet it or I can leave it.
Okay.
So let's see if this works. I'm just going to take this one and I'll use one of those. Let me use this card here, right? So this is just
a piece that
I've cut
down. Yeah.
Right? And I'm just going to pop this in the middle because I want to use the embedder around it. See, so I've got a kind of, so before I did this is another thing, is this a slow dryer?
Just as well.
It is. So now I've got my size. Let's say I've got the size of, there's one that I've stamped out.
Yeah.
Right, I've cut it out so you can see it. It's got a little bit of bow wob design in the background there, Sam Crow.
Oh, yeah.
Right, we're doing that in a minute as well. So now I've got the embedder and then I've cut it. So it's always 1/2 inch. So if you put it like that, you can see what I've done. 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch. So if that's 3.5, then that goes up to 4. That goes up to 4.5. Yeah, that's how I work anyway. Everybody has their own system, don't they? But that's how I picked out the size of this. So hopefully this should sit on here nicely now. So I'm going to pop this on here like so, and then I'll just hover with it. These are mega mounts.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll pop that on there like that.
We've got lots of different sizes on the website. If you just put in Mega Mount onto our website, and you'll see all the different combinations. So
what I'm doing now is I'm just pressing, and I'm not going to get hung up. If I miss a bit, you just move through it. Don't get, we're not striking for perfection here.
I think it's a style of art from Annie, isn't it? That
it doesn't matter. That's exactly right. It's very,
it's that folk arty.
Yes, it is.
Style.
And you can just press lightly like this, because next week, of course, timestamp, Janice.
Yes, next
and
Friday.
you know, when you're working with solid surface stamps like this, yeah, it's lovely. It's just beautiful, right?
That is so. Oh.
It's very nice. Let me show you this color combination again because it's so pleasant.
So what do we have there?
So we've got speckled egg and Victorian velvet.
Nice. I'm sure that will probably be
and that'll be on the boat.
On the boat, but I was looking for the ingredients list.
Oh, it's definitely on the ingredients list. Here it is.
Okay.
I'm sure I would have. Maybe I'd just put distress oxide.
Okay, so make a note of those two colours. That's a lovely colour.
So it's really nice. Let me, for example, while I've got those colours out, right, I'm going to rise to the challenge here. I've got the same little stamp
from the sampler.
Let's check it out. So I'm going to go to the little stamp and let's do that one as well so we can see. Because sometimes when stamps are reduced in size, you think that you're losing the detail or the quality. So let's, with this one, because it's quite small, let's just go in with the sponge. This is where the sponge becomes important, you know, on the tiny stamp.
Yeah, because if you try to put those big ink pads on, you're just going to get rid of it completely, aren't you?
Yeah, that's it. So let's do this. I love doing these shows, Paul.
He's a real. I'm just sort of measuring to see what size that little stamp is. Just at our friends at home. So it's
there you go.
It's just under 1.5 inches wide and just under 2 inches tall. So perfect little size.
Beautiful.
This is from the sampler set, which we have on the screen for you.
So what I'm going to do now is plant the little one. So just for your information, the fold here on the card, it's embedded on this side.
Yes.
That's embossed, that's debossed, and I'm going to fold out of that
that's
fold.
Right, yeah.
Right.
And Dave does these, doesn't he?
On his
machine that is now here in the building.
It is. That's exciting. So, for example, I'm just going to pop this right in the middle, and then I'll just see if that, let's just see, because it's exactly the same art.
Yeah.
Right. I've done it before. Here's one I did earlier. Right. But I just want to show you using the same ink pads, we'll just do the same process, but one in larger, which is still ATC size, and one in smaller. So let's see if that worked nicely. There you are.
Nice.
So what a nice set, isn't it?
Yeah, I like it. It looks like a flip of the colours because you put the colours in the opposite corners, haven't you?
And what we haven't done is, spritzed it.
Right, so
but
that's just direct.
That's another demo.
Yeah,
we're coming up to that one. Right, now let's do this. So what are we going to use in the background? Well, I've actually gone for an archival in the background.
Okay.
Okay, because I'm going to put my other glasses on because I want to see if I can. I want to see, let me put them on in a minute, if I can get a little drop shadow going.
Right.
Let's just see. So this stamp, let's say it's clean.
Yeah.
Right, now I'm going to pop this on here like that. And I'm going to lay that up there like so I can see where it sits.
Yes.
Right. Now let's imagine, let me try something different. I'm going to humour me here. Right. This is a square mount.
Yeah.
Now I've got another mount. This is a different size.
Yeah. So
that one's got to be, I don't know, what is it, 4 by?
I've got my ruler here.
Get your ruler out.
You've got another one there, or?
I want to show you how, if I use the mount.
4.5 by 3.5.
Is it 4.5 by 3.5
inches?
So have a look at this. If I pop this down now, this is like a stamping platform. Let's pop that on there like so.
Yeah.
And I know that is exactly, it sits exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. Because I can see through it and I can see that that's exactly right.
Okay. So
now I'm going to take my mount and I'm going to use my mount to help me. And if I use the mount, right, you watch. See that edge there?
Etch line.
The etch line. I'm not looking at the stamp. I'm just looking at this corner here.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. And I'm going to use that etch line exactly.
Oh, I see what you're doing. Yes.
Right. I don't care about anything other than that etch line. So it sits there and it goes all the way down there and it's along there.
So this becomes like a stamp position.
Yeah. So now, take that off there. When I ink this up, when I bring this down, I use that etch line, right? But if I want to do a little drop shadow, now I've got choices. The white bit on here, right? If I want that to be white, I could go up a little bit and I'll get a, do you see what I mean? Because there's no ink there. Where it's blank here, there's no ink. So that is going to give me some white.
Right, because from the card.
So I could go up a little bit and get some white. I could go down. See, I'm going to go, if I go up, or I can just go straight on top and get a complete plant. Right, so let's have a go. Let's just do it. And you'll see what I mean.
Okay, so this is the trio.
I'm using now. What colour am I going for? Thistle. Let's do thistle. Colour. Yeah. So let's go for the thistle. Do you know what? I really want to do that other demo.
We can do that. We can do that if you want, Bob.
Thank you.
I've got loads of time. It's only 25 too.
So we've got. This is a fast drying ink pad, so you need to get a bit of a wriggle on. So focus, right? And then I'm going to take that edge there. I've got that,
lines and
right?
lines.
And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to ignore the stamp. I'm just looking at the etch line. Now let's see if I got a drop shadow. I don't know. We'll give it a go. You can't, unless you try it, you'll never know.
Exactly.
But all I'm doing is looking at the little etched line, right? So let's see. And if it didn't work, it doesn't matter.
Well,
it's a piece of card.
I was going to say, who's say whether it works or it doesn't work? As long as you haven't gone on sort of like a wrong angle, like
no, upside down, or the wrong stamp. So let's see what happens here. A little bit extreme, a little bit extreme.
But you can see the effect that you've got. You've got that.
But
it shows that
now,
white.
I know what I'm doing, right? So I know I went over too far.
Yeah.
Do you see? I should have come over a little bit less.
Yeah.
So now I know that I'm going to do this one, because you've got to kind of, you know, you've got to see. Now I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Right. You've just got to. Let's try the little one. I'm not going to lose any sleep over that. Right. So it would take me 2 minutes to repeat that. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. I went over too far. So this time I'm going to use that line on the outside of the
card.
The card.
Okay.
Right. And I'm going to play it safe now. I'm gutted about that, but that's okay because that one worked.
Yeah.
Right. I wanted a bit somewhere in between those two.
In between those two.
Yeah. That's okay. It'll be all right. It'll be all right. It'll be all right. That's what I'm saying. Try to get clever.
Isn't it? As well. I mean, especially if you're new to it, but don't be disheartened if you get something and you think, oh, it's completely way off. Then
no, just try again.
Try again.
So this time, that's that one, and I'm not even gonna. I'm gonna go such a smidgen that you can't tell. Okay.
Yeah.
Now I'm going such a smidgen that it probably didn't work at all.
But the thing is, these stamps are not a one-time use, are they? I mean, you've got the stamps forever. So at the end of the day,
there you go. See, that worked. So
do you want me to come in closer on that one?
Yeah. So you can see now how you got the echo on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so let's look at the one that I did where I wanted it a little bit more. And on this one, it was a little bit too much. So it starts to, but it doesn't matter. It still looks fab.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it's quite arty.
It's very arty. Right. So once you've done that, the next thing is, so we've established how this works.
Yes.
Right.
And that was a good tip with the mega mounts and using the etch line to line up either with the image or the card.
And the other thing to bear in mind is that the colour didn't affect the different ink type.
Pad, no.
Right. So that's worth knowing. So let's just move these out of the way for a minute. Maybe I could give them to you and you could clean that for me. So we're going to use, for the archival ones, we're going to use this.
Okay.
For the
dye base, the oxides,
we're going to use water. Agua.
Yeah.
Okay. If you could do that while I'm working.
I'll try not to mix them up.
There you go. Remember what I showed you?
I did, yeah.
Oh, come on. You do the water one and I'll show you how to do this is how I do it so that you know. Right, matte. This is important, really, that you see how
I think with archivals, I think that was a good tip.
I put a tiny little bit on a mat like that. Work in a well-ventilated room, etc.
Yeah.
Right. So you put a little bit on there and let it spread out on the, yeah.
Yeah.
And then you just see and where maybe a little bit more. But what you'll find is that if you just put a little tiny bit of this on there, like that, overkill.
But I mean, you're working on a mat. You're not working on your best dining table.
No. And then that you see, because also when you use archivals a lot, over a period of time they build up on your stamp.
Yes.
And it's a good idea when that happens every now and again just to
declog.
Yeah, declog them.
Declog.
It literally does declog them. So let's just do that. That's ready to go now. So I've explained how to position. I've explained the size of the stamps. Yeah.
And what I'm doing here, I'm just doing it with water.
Exactly the same with water.
Same technique.
Exactly.
With your tissue paper on the base. I'm just doing exactly the same. Just clean it.
Exactly. So now we've done that. The next thing I wanted to do, okay, is let's have a look. The next thing is the stencil. I'd like to go to the stencil.
Yeah.
If that's okay.
Of course it is.
So what we'll do now is we'll take a look at the assembly. So I've got, for example, a 7x7.
Yeah.
I've got that stencil. I've got a bit of companion paper. And then I'm going to take that one and pop that on there like so.
Nice.
Yeah. Or my one that went berserk. Like
and
that. The more I look at that, the more I like it.
Colours first and then your companion paper, or did you go companion paper and then
colour? No, ink colours then companion paper, because the companion papers you know
there's always going to be
something that goes. Yeah. So now let me take my stencil, right, and what I'm going to use is a piece of 7x7 stencil card, and I'll pop that on. Bear with me a second while I just pop so that you can see where the stencil card stops and the What I'm going to do is just attach that with a low tack tape.
Right, which you also have on the show. 4 rolls of that. 31212.
Right, just to show you, because I'm so excited about these brushes arriving.
I think they're just round the outside of the UK somewhere. I think because of the storms, I think there's a queue to get back into the port.
So these are that's what we're looking for. That's where we're headed. It's very nice. So let's say, for example, we're going to go to the pink one first, and we're going to use the same colours on the front as we did on the back.
Yeah.
So get our pink going here with the brush.
So these are the oxides.
And then we're going to just swoosh through like this. And you just sweep through, okay?
Yeah.
And then as you go round, you'll see you've protected the card on either side, and you're holding the stencil in. They're very robust stencils. They work really beautifully. So we've got a bit of pink going in that. I think we'll go pink in that corner.
Yeah.
Right. And there are 4 brushes. They're on pre-order.
Yeah. The item number for those is 30006. And I think Barb mentioned the other week that when they do finally arrive, you're going to have a stencil and brush party, aren't you?
We are indeed. We so are. Right, and then you see you can just if the stencil is moving like that, there might move a bit.
Right.
Then go with the stencil.
In the direction.
Yeah, go with it. But you'll find that our stencils are top quality and very robust. And ultimately we're working on a background here.
Yes.
So it's not, it's not crucial.
And the item on the screen is a set of 3 of those stencils from Annie, which is set 1, item number 01022, and it's free for the price of 2.
So
plus your discounts.
Thank you. And the longer you brush, the darker it will get.
Yeah.
Can you mix them up? Yeah, if I want to change the color of that, I'll go straight over. Does it spoil my brush? No. Do I want to? No. But you can get some beautiful blends when I go from that color over to you'll see, rather than a stripe, you'll get a beautiful muted blend of the 2 colors. So wherever you want to get you just have to go over with.
I'll just zoom out a little bit.
Sorry.
There we go. That's all right. There we go.
Right. So now if I've done that, what you'll see is, so those are the two brushes that I used.
Yeah.
And I've used the same Distress Oxides again.
Yeah. So you've got that nice tone on tone then, haven't you?
That's it. And then when we lift this, well, let's do this. Let's not lift it. What I wouldn't do, I'd lift one side off first to make sure.
Look at that.
See, and then I take that side off.
That is so
because that way, all the time you keep one hinge down, you can just drop it back if you want to.
If you had missed a little bit or you wanted to intensify.
Isn't that nice?
That's really lovely.
And then all I've done is just trimmed the sides off. Whether you want to or not is up to you, right?
Yeah.
So that's using the entire stencil, like that. And then what I've done is, of course, I popped that over the top, but I needed a divider, a separator. So I've used our companion paper. I just flicked through until I found a colour.
And I suppose sometimes in the past you've used a black Sharpie pen down the edge. That would be too sharp, too black, wouldn't it? Really,
exactly.
Considering the colours you've used on the stamped image.
I didn't think it would work with this, so I didn't go there. And it's not an Annie. This is Annie.
Yeah.
That as soon as I put black around the outside, it stops it.
Yeah.
In the old days, we used to do double-sided companion paper. The good news is now, this is, for example, from our Amazonia. Yeah. Right. And I'm still using up the old stuff.
The old one. And I've got the
what
Amazonia.
we've done now is we've taken the set and we've gone single-sided so that you're not so one side is white and the other side is coloured. Yeah. So this is where the colours are now.
So you still get the same amount of colours in there.
You do.
And as you say, you're not wasting that.
You're not wasting them. So now we've done that. Now the other thing that's in the set, we've shown you the large. Yeah. We've done the innie and the outie. Yeah. Right. We've done the drop shadow trick with the positioning. Yeah. We've shown you the stencil. Yeah. And the only thing that's still in the kit that we haven't looked at is, of course, the embedders. Yes. So I'm going to use one that's dry. Okay. Because if I use that one, the masking tape might stick to it.
May lift it off a little. Yeah.
So let's take, for example, my embedder. Okay. And I'll pop that on there.
Each of them, the large A4 stamp set comes with its own embedder. And then the trio, if you just buy one of them, you'll get an embedder with one of them. If you buy all three of them, you're going to get 3 embedders. Yeah. So we know what they're like. They disappear, don't they? You put them down somewhere and then
I think it's a good idea.
Yeah.
So I'm just using low-tack tape. Okay. And then running it across like that, so it sits. Yeah, so I know that it's holding it in place. It's holding it in place on that little edge there. Yeah. Right. So I'm doing that, and it will be the same for the little one for the
is it just under
somewhere under here. There it is. So that one sits on there like so. Yeah. And let's do that as well. We might as well in for a penny.
And also launched today as well, we have our nested rectangle embedders as well. We've previously brought you the nested square, the nested circle, and so I think Lisa and Jazz designed these. The item number, that's where that bit of card went.
That's where that card went.
31678, and that's $12.99.
I'm just wiping the back with a tumble dryer sheet just to help the tool glide. Yeah. You don't have to do that, but I have it on good authority that it helps. And then I'm going to take my number 2, my tool, my embossing tool.
Number 1 and 2 tool.
Yeah. Right. And then what I'll do is let me just get in, let me just find it. There you go. And then gently, I'm going to come down here so I can see where it is.
Can I zoom in a little?
Yes, please. Yeah.
Okay, because you can...
So you can rub it like that until you see it. And then you'll see where you're... And I just come around the corner a little bit. Yeah. Oh, what's happening?
I've just moved it manually, so there we go.
Okay. So then I can rub that like so, and then I just dig in until I get to the, see? Yeah. And I'll turn it round, and again, I know it's here, so I'm just going to come round the corner like that, and then glide down. Right, and then when I turn this over and I lift this off, then I've got this really fantastic.
Look at that.
Can we see that?
Shall I come in a bit closer?
Yes, please.
Look at
So you can see now how you get that really cool emboss on there. Or if I go to the, oh, not that one, that one. If I go there and I hold this up, perhaps you can see the, let me just, there. So you can see how it looks like really lovely printed artwork.
If your hands weren't there, for example, you'd think that was a picture on the wall.
Exactly.
Because of that embedding element in there.
So that works really nicely.
Yeah.
And then what we'll do is I could come in for the small one just so that, you know, we can see how nice that would be as well.
Yeah.
On the small one, I'm just going to run my finger through around the outside as well.
Yeah.
How are we doing for time?
5:10
Okay. So I'm just going to do that, right, until I can see it. And then I'm going to take my tumble dryer sheet and just rub over there as well, just so that you see how nice it looks on. Now, this is what I'm trying to say is if, for example, this embedder now, it sits exactly, because you're going to be saying, well, why do I need to buy the nested embedders? Well, I had the same question. If you're just embedding the art and nothing else, happy days.
Yeah.
Now, let me show you, for example, this one. Now, I want to take, you remember my 1/2-inch trick?
Yeah.
Where I take a piece of companion paper, right? In fact, I don't know if I cut that or if that's just,
one of our little swatches?
Yeah, so it's just a little swatch. Right, so I've got my, these are brilliant.
These are really good.
Yeah. Especially with this.
Yeah.
Right. So now I've got that. And I want to layer it up on one of my swatches. So I've got my little box of tricks here with all my different coloured swatches in.
So we've got those on the screen. The item number is 31760.
See, these are fantastic. I'll show you. You go like that, and they're they're double-sided. So you can see when you're looking for a colour, you just flick through like that, and you go, yeah.
And these are 2 3/4 inches by 3 3/4 inches, so you can just trim them down and they're perfect for your ATCs.
Look. See, so say I want to use that one would work nicely, right? That would look nice on that side as well. So but and here's the point of the nested
ones.
In order to be able to put
another embed
around that, you need a bigger size,
larger ones.
And that's why we've got our nested embedders on the show.
There we go.
There you
go.
go.
Apparently, Ken said embedders have always made an impression on him.
Now let's see, number 2 tool, and I'm just going to come round that corner again, just to show you how you turn a really simple little card. Into a really classy little piece of artwork.
So the embedder always goes on the front.
Yeah.
And you're always working on a hard surface when you're using the tool on the back.
So now I squeeze that. See, no crunch.
No crunch.
Dave does these.
Yeah.
Brilliant. And then we'll just use a bone folder, or I use my thumbnail like that to hold it in place. And then when we come in, you'll see you've got yourself a really lovely, classy.
Shall I zoom in a little bit more?
Yes, please. Yeah.
There we go.
Right, and you can see there. I'm thinking you can see the embedder really beautifully. So on both sizes.
Yeah.
And then for completion, all you do is for assembly, all I use is the card blanks.
Card blank, yeah.
And our low-tack tape. Which really
our tape runners.
So I don't usually do completion, but I think
we need to choose a winner at some point, don't we?
Well, why don't we give this card away?
Yeah,
that'd be a nice one. The one. Heart.
Yeah.
Right, so we're going to use our tape runner. Right, top tip with the tape runner is don't go so fast.
It's not a race, is
no,
it?
let the tape unravel properly.
Yes.
These are fantastic, actually. I don't know if you want to show these off, but they're really...
They're on the show, so you can get 4 of them. The item number is 31146 for a set of 4. If you just want 1, then the item number is 31065.
Should we have a look at them?
Yeah, I mean, it's the ergonomic design of them, isn't it? So if I come in a little bit closer on that while you're just doing there, is that okay?
Can you show these so that I can carry on?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll show them on front then.
See, that colour looks nice as well.
That does, that sagey green.
See, so that would work with that as well. But I don't know. I'm going to go with the pink.
I think the pink's nice. Yeah.
I don't know though. Right, eeny, meeny, miny,
Do
mo.
half and half.
Can we have a vote? What do we say? Well, I tell you what. The winner can tell me whether she wants it pink. Yeah, let's do it that way round.
Okay.
And then that way you can take a look at
the tape runners.
Yeah.
Okay. So you can see here. So if you want one of them, the item number is 31065. If you want a set of 4, and I know there's a saving on those, the item number is 31146. Now, when we brought in the tape runners, they were sort of ergonomically designed. They've got ridges across the top of the runner, so that when you're holding it in your hand, your top finger just sits on those ridges and gives it a little something to grip onto. But the key thing really on this one is the little flap. Often you'll get tape runners and the cap comes off and you put it down, you knock it on the floor, you tread on it, you go ouch, especially if you're not wearing any shoes, and then the end can sort of gunge up a little. With this, once you finish, you just put your flap back over and it protects the end. So if you're going out to a craft club or something like that, then they're great for doing so. Now on each of these, you're going to get 30 meters or 98 feet. As I say, item number 31065 or 31146 for a pack of 4. So what we'll do now, we'll have a look at the pack shot of the items that we're sharing with you today. And then Barb can set up on the counter for, you're going to do another demo?
I think we've got time, have we not? Or
so.
Is it too late?
No, I think we're
what
fine.
Do you think? Let me think. I know what to do.
Okay.
I think I know what to do.
Right.
I'm just going to whiz through.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Let's whiz through.
Perfect. Okay, we'll come back to...
Let's whiz through.
Whiz through it. Barbara's whizzing is never a whiz.
Yeah, but what I want to do is I can whiz through this. Watch.
Okay.
So this, let me show you. We've got the top. We know have you watched the show? Then you'll know how I did that.
Yes.
Right. We've got a little sticker
words.
Right.
Yeah.
So I've mocked all this up with a low tack tape. So you know where that's come from.
Yeah.
Right. We'll do that. Then we've got some more of our lovely companion paper.
Yeah.
Then we've got bow print.
Using the gel press.
Using the gel press and bow papers. Yeah. And then we've got some more of the companion paper.
Okay.
So I'm going to do this.
Okay.
And it's going to be a focus.
Okay.
Right? Here we go. So the first thing I need is a piece of 3.5 by 3.5.
Yep. Which we have on the show.
Which we have on the show.
Okay. Item number for that is 31131. That gives you 100 sheets. If you want 200, it's 31402.
Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is stamp the large in black.
Yes.
Right. We're going for black.
Okay.
If you struggle with black, like large surface stamps like this. See, I just use a black archival, don't I? I'm a black archival girl. If you got pressure problems or dexterity problems, let me show you a trick.
Okay.
There is another sort of ink pad like VersaFine or you know, they're slower drying.
VersaClair or something, isn't it?
I personally don't think you get as good a sharp image, but there is a trick to slowing down that one.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
So let's put this on this. Let's just ink up that stamp.
So you've inked up with your archival.
With the VersaFine.
Right.
Then I take my archival and I mop up. So now what I'm doing is I'm using 2 ink pads. I find with the big stamps, if you find you're struggling to get a good impression.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to come over to the side because I want to trim this back. Right. So I'm just going to. But if you find that you're not getting good black solid ink like that, and then try mixing up the stamps.
The
ink pads, yeah. Start with that one and then mop it up with that 1 second.
Right. Okay. I mean, it's possible. Maybe you've had your archival for a long time, and
you just need a new one.
As well.
There's that. But that's
a really good tip. Yeah.
And then the other trick is that you burnish the back.
Yeah.
That you just rub the back so that if you've missed a bit, that should cover any.
Pick it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when we lift that off, See, it's pretty blimming good.
Yeah.
It's good enough, right? And often you need to do one for test and one for best.
Yeah.
So that you've already got a coat of ink
on there, so you conditioned your stamp.
That's right.
Yeah.
So one for test, one for best.
Yeah.
That idea, and then does that make sense?
It does indeed. Yeah.
Right. So now we've got that one. I'm going to go to a dry one.
Okay.
Like that.
Yeah.
So now I've got the dry one. Now I want to put the background in. So I'm going to use the stamp, the opposite. So now I'm using the
infill.
The infill.
Yeah.
Like that. So let's use the infill, and I'm going to use some mini moons.
The mini moons.
Yeah.
We have those on the show.
So I'll pop that behind there like that. See?
Yeah.
So that's in there. And now I'm going to use this stamp. So again, I'm going to go to the pink that I used before. Bear with me a second while I just grab my pink. No, I don't think it was that pink. Bear with me 1 second.
Okay, that's all right. We can admire the artwork. I mean, it's absolutely beautiful.
Oh, it's here, silly me.
It was hiding.
Right, this time I'm using saltwater taffy. Very nice colour. Right. So rather than using putting the landscape here, which is what you tend to do, I'm going to use the stamp. Yeah.
I thought you'd put a mask, like you torn a piece of paper or something, and.
No, so that's where these two-way overlays really come into their own. So I'm going to use that one, and then I'm going to use the blue down the bottom.
Okay.
So I've used Stormy Sky and Saltwater Taffy. And just in case I want it to be a little bit darker, I could just add a little flash of so you're using the stamp now, literally like
as a palette.
A palette.
Yeah.
So now let's take this one, and I'll start in the light.
Okay. And the reason you're using the spot-on sponge
is to blend the colours.
Okay.
I'm not going to use water.
Yeah.
You know, you
I mean, because that pink, that taffeta, the saltwater one, looked very juicy.
Yeah, yeah. But this is going to be good enough. We'll in the 2 o'clock show. I'll mix with some water.
Okay.
Right. But I'm just going to add a little bit of a blend on that. Right. This is going to be nice. Okay. Let me put my other glasses on. See if I can. Do I want to go straight in over the top, or do I want to do a drop shadow? Well, we shall see. Let's see. Can we come in a bit closer?
Come in, yeah. Let's have a look. Go in there. A bit more, or is that fine?
That'll do. I just don't want my head in the way. So that's why I think you probably want to come in a bit closer, Paul, because otherwise my head's going to be straight in the picture. See, so now, is my head out of the way now?
Yeah. Just a little bit. Let me see if I can move the camera back while you're doing that.
Right. So I'm just going to... Oh, do you know what? I'm such a div. I've done the opposite one. I've done the same again. Right, waste not, want not.
Okay.
I've just realised. I thought, well, hang on a minute, this isn't working. That's okay. If I do this one, it's exactly the same as that one.
Same.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice that because it was clear, the stamp.
Well, while we're on it then, let's working on me. Where's my water?
Yeah.
Let's just spritz that and see what it looks like when it's wet. Waste it not. Right. We'll just pop this one in. And then we'll ink up the other one. It's always when you're rushing, isn't it?
Mm.
Right, let's see what happens if we do this.
And when you've got more than one set of stamps.
Yeah, exactly. Right, so that's how that happened. But let's see what it looks like when you activate the Distress Oxide. Doesn't that look lovely?
That's nice.
Yeah.
Very arty, isn't it?
Very lovely.
Yeah.
So now we'll take the right stamp. Do you know, I didn't even notice that I was doing that.
No, I say because it was sort of like a clear stamp.
Yeah,
it was new.
Because it's brand new.
Yeah,
that's it. Right, let's go again. I bet everybody at home is screaming, wrong one, wrong one. Right, but it doesn't take long to correct
that.
this,
I mean,
does it?
Just on that thing, it looks like a tropical sunset.
Yeah, it was when I offered it up to the. I thought, hang on a minute.
Image. Yeah,
I've got the same again here. How come I can't see through it? Yeah. So now we're going to go again. That's okay. It's all right. Do you know what the best thing is?
You got another one now.
It's just us playing, isn't it? Right, a little bit around the edge there. That's it, Karmic Hermit. Okay, go again.
Nice.
Yeah, I've got another one to play now. Now let's see what happens. So if I come over here now, my head is going to be in the way, Paul, I think.
Should be able to.
Isn't it?
Zoom out. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Can you see if I come over that way? What about if you come in close, then my head won't be in the way. That's it. And then I shouldn't be in the way now.
Half.
Yeah. It's very difficult to do this.
Isn't
and
it? Yeah.
I've got to do this, girls.
Okay.
You can see all my grey hair now.
I'll zoom out.
No, leave it where it is.
Yeah.
Right, and then what we're going to do, because normally you go over the top and you can see right through, but I can't do that.
And yeah.
Right. So let's see what we've got. And then we're just going to push that into place like so. And we should have our background nicely. Yeah, there we are.
That.
So we've got our background planted.
Yeah.
Right. And then when we just take the moon.
I forgot, the little moon.
So now you've got your moon in the
Look at that.
Right, and you should be able to see that quite beautifully. That works really nicely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that is lovely.
Yeah.
But then I also like this one as well that you did with
the opposite one.
Yeah.
So I wonder what that would look like if I put a different colour. You know, we go back to that again.
Yeah.
But so you can see how that's been done. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you if you come back at 2 o'clock. Otherwise, it's going to take too long. Right. I think it's up to you. How many people we got? 200 friends watching.
Yeah.
Right. Do you know what? Give me 5 minutes. I'm going to show you how to do the background.
I'm sure our friends.
Come on, project completion.
I'm sure our friends would enjoy that.
This isn't craft. This is clarity.
This is clarity.
We could do what we like.
Social TV.
Right, we're going to we're cracking open the gel press.
All of a sudden it's gone up because we carried on.
We're going to crack open the gel press, okay?
Okay.
So for those of you who are into your jelly plates and your mixed media, that's what I want to show.
This is nice because what you're going to do is clean, so to speak, isn't it? It's not paint.
Yeah. It's not paint.
No.
In fact, that was where, right, let me show you, okay? If we look at the background here, on here, you can see this.
Do you want me to come in?
Yes, please. Yeah.
There we go.
So you can see that pattern.
Yes.
But you can also see all these little speckles.
Yeah.
Right. That frustrated me. And I was thinking, why has that happened? Why has that happened? Right. Pan out a bit, Paul.
Okay.
So I want to show you. So what that's all about is, right, this is a printing transfer technique.
Yeah.
And many of you have already seen it. I've done it several times. We're using the bow wallpapers. These are black on white, white on black. We sell these. There are 2 sets of them.
We do indeed.
These are not the Christmas ones. These are the standard ones.
Yeah, so there we go. So we've got, if you want to go for both of them, the item number is 31519. If you want to go for set 1, then it's item number 30514. And then set 2 is 30515. And I think there's a £7 saving on that one for it. Yes, there is indeed. There's a £7 saving. It brings them down to £14.98. And if you're a club member, a Diamond Club member, it brings it down to £12.73. So that's just over £6 a pack for each of those.
So you can see what I've done is I've already picked a few. I can use them again and again. These are the ones that I'm using for the transfer for doing this job.
Okay.
So you can see that was using that pattern there.
Yeah.
And that one there, I think I used this one. This was a Sam Crow discovery.
Yeah.
Hats off to Sam Crow. But that's basically what I've used, right?
Okay.
So I've got those bits there. Let's just move these over out of the way so I've got a bit of wiggle room. Now, one thing that was frustrating me, and you can see here on this one, so that's the print, right, was all these little speckles. And I thought, why is this happening? Some of them are lighter. Usually that means not enough ink, or you've pressed too hard. I'll show you. Right, it depends on what you want, though. That's nice too, but these are all great. But what was frustrating me was all these little speckles. So I thought, where are they coming from? So I looked and I thought, I know what it is. It's the paint on my old Faithful.
Oh, on your gel press.
So, for example, when I look at my jelly plate on my gel press, this is my old Faithful one. If you look around the edge, you can see it's got all this.
Oh,
see all the paint bits there.
Yeah.
So when I'm scraping the ink through that,
it
picks up all those bits, and they're just all over it. That's fine for paint.
Yeah.
Right. But if I want a nice clean sweep, never going to work.
No.
So I thought, right, I bit the bullet. When I got into work this morning, I got a brand new one. So this is a learning curve here.
Okay. So you've got your 6x6 gel press, and then you've got your 7x7 mega mount.
Yep.
The item number is 31113. It's normally £29.99, but there's a £5 saving, which brings it down to £24.99 plus your club discount as well.
So I've actually literally just opened these up. So there's my brand new mega mount. Quite an auspicious occasion. Right, and then in my jelly plate box, in my gel press, okay, so this is what I've got here. This is what they look like when they're new. This is like my birthday.
I bet Sam's forgotten what hers looks like new.
She doesn't remember this. But what we're going to do is get rid of these.
So it has like a
protective lines on the top, right? So we'll get rid of that.
Yeah.
And then we'll get rid of it on the back as well.
Right.
There you go. So these are quite something, but you see, on their own, without
they're very floppy, aren't they?
Hello. Yeah, they are. And that's what she said.
Apparently, Sam says she's got a separate one for bow wobs.
Have you as well? See, so that now is lovely. Look, brand new. Has she got a separate one for a bow wobs? Yeah. I understand as well. I wish you'd let me know. I went through half a pack of paper before I worked it out. Right, so let me show you. If I go...
That's crystal clear, that is. That's what a new one looks like.
That's what a new one looks like. So bear with me. So we've got our paper here.
Yeah.
And what I'm... So Sam and I, we have this debate all the time. Do you go with Distress Oxides? Do you go with Archivals? Is that same old debate? Both. Let's say both work.
What colours are you after, Barb?
Is this one I'm looking for. So I've got, for example, if I've got a piece of scrap, just to show you, I'm testing. I've got Petunia. Right, which is that one.
Okay.
And then I've got Thistle. Okay, so that's a little bit redder.
Yeah.
So when I compare that with the colour here, there's that one. Do you see what I mean? That's where I'm going.
Yeah.
That's where I go. But I mean, you can mix it up, and you can mix. You really can. But because this is brand new, we're going to learn now together. Because it's brand new, I don't know whether I need to season it. You know that one for test and one for best thing?
Yes, with a new stamp.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'll give it a go, and I'll have my paint. I'll have my card ready to go, and I've got whatever it is I need, what I want to use. My bow wob paper.
Yeah.
So I'm going to use what I've already used. The newer, the sharper, but I'm not wasting this.
Okay.
So I'm going to use that one and that one. Well, let's have a look. Okay, we'll go with those two. That'll do. So what I want to do is go, I'm going to see the thing about these ink pads is they don't, let's just do this. See, so you smear and dab the archives. It won't stain my
gel press.
Nah.
Okay.
No.
And these are fast drying. Do we need to be worried about that on the gel press?
No. And I'll tell you what I'll do, just to see if we can blend the colour a little bit. Let's see if I wonder if we need to season, you know,
because I suppose in the manufacturing process, it might have like a residue on it.
It might have some ink on it.
Yeah.
Well, we're about to find out, aren't we?
Maybe that you need a new one every time you do this.
I doubt that, but let's give it a go. Let's just see, because I can see it's a little bit blistery.
Yeah.
But I'm going to try it anyway.
Okay. Apparently Sam's got 5 gel presses.
Yeah, I bet she has.
2 for inks and 3 for paints.
Wow. Okay, let's try this then. If I go, I'll go to there on that one then.
Okay.
Right. And then I'll take that one and I'll go, that one's going that way. So let's go this way on this one.
So this is the bow wob paper's face down.
See, it might be too wet. We're about to find out, aren't we? I'm not pressing hard.
So it's just light finger pressure.
Yeah. Just transfer the ink.
Yeah.
And what we're going to do is just lift that off.
Okay.
All right, I think this might not work, but we'll give it a go. Let's have a look. So now I've done that. I can't see much. Can you?
I can see a line, but that's about it. But you never know.
You never know. Maybe I need to do it a couple of times to get it going. You know, it looks to me like I do.
Yeah.
Right, I do. I think I need to get it. But until you do this, how can you know? The good news is I won't have all those horrible little snotty
speckles.
Bits. No.
Yeah.
So let's
this is a good way to condition your gel press then, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
Let's have a look what we've got. Not bad.
Actually, yeah.
Not bad. Should we go again?
Yeah, because you've got that very soft. I mean, in the studio, it's a lot more vibrant than it was on the camera. There is actually some ink on there.
So there is. Let's try again, right? Maybe not so much ink this time, like that. Let's see if we go like that.
So also, if you're going to try this for the first time at home, just play. Don't be disappointed on what you get first time.
Let's see if I use a new piece of card. Let's try that.
A new bow one.
A new piece of paper. Should we try that?
Yeah, because you get, I think you get 12 designs. You get 4 of each, I believe, in there.
Let's see if that works. So we'll do that one, and then we'll go. Let's do a bit of that. Let's just see. I know when I watch Sam, she has absolutely no plan, and it always comes out amazing. Right, let's give it another go. So we'll take that off there.
That ink pad was,
take that off there. Let's go on the back of that piece that I just did. I don't know where that is now. There it is.
There it is.
Let's go on the back of that. Right, and I'm going to turn it over. Let's see if we get a bit more going.
Okay.
I feel like there's not enough on here.
Yeah.
So do you know what I'm going to do next? Because this is important that we do this, because if you don't,
if you've got if you buy a brand new one and you get home
and you think, well, that's a load of rubbish. Right, so now let me try something else.
Yeah.
I'm going to do something radical.
Okay.
Okay, because this is what I would do at home if this happened to me.
Yeah.
And I'm glad it's happening, actually, because if people buy this and they think, well, that's just not happening.
It's not the results that Barb was getting.
No.
Yeah.
Right, but that's because I was using a really old...
seasoned one, yeah.
So what I'm going to do is wipe whatever the chemical, whatever it is on here.
Yeah.
Let's see if I wipe this clean now. Right, whatever it is, let's see. So I've used that to wipe
off any residue.
See if that helps.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Okay, if that doesn't work...
This is a good learning process.
I've got till 2 o'clock to figure it out. Right, okay, here we go again. I'm on the petunia.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm going to go again. Now, let's see if that helped. If there was some sort of chemical on there from the factory...
Could be reacting to...
Couldn't it?
Yeah.
Because they don't all, obviously, you can see it doesn't always work that well. So that's a bit of a, and then you think, it's me, I'm rubbish.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, and it's not you. You're not rubbish. I am. No, not at all. But you see how easy it is to get despondent.
Yeah, definitely. Because if you've done that, and then, I mean, when you look at the back of the paper here, if I can bring that, it's come through, hasn't it? Because it's moist.
Now let's see what we've got here. So that one
looks a little bit more promising, doesn't it?
Let's see what we've got now. Because now I used a paper that had a bit of distress ink on it.
Right, okay.
But let's see what we've got now. Because maybe it did have something to do with what was...
The manufacturing residue.
Yeah. So that's important to know, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Maybe you could just wash it under the tap and, just use water to get
Don't put it in your dishwasher.
Well, it's definitely improving.
It's getting there, isn't it?
See? And when it is. It's getting there now. Now we're getting there. Look.
Yeah.
Still a little bit. I'm gonna be here for 3 hours, friends. Until
maybe that's what it needs, just constant seasoning.
Yeah.
Just to get it going.
I bet Sam Crow, one more time, and then we're going to see. I'm going to put loads of ink on here now.
Yeah.
And I'm eliminating all the possibilities.
Okay.
But I reckon this is working, Paul.
And it's definitely building up as well, isn't it? You can see the depth of the colour.
It's definitely working, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now, let's try this one. And let's try, I'm going to pick a different...
It's, as you say, with a stamp, you know that if it's a brand new stamp, you can get that type of effect from it. And once you've done it once and you let it dry on, you know you're going to get that good effect every time. With a jelly paper, it's a different type of medium.
It is. It's very unpredictable.
Yeah.
So what we're doing now is we're using brand new paper.
Yeah.
I'm not pressing hard.
No.
Right. I'm using archival ink. Now let's see what we're getting this time. Right. I'm not pressing too hard. But do you know what? This is the only way you're going to learn is by playing.
And also, all those pieces you've created,
on live, which is a bit...
all these pieces you've created, you can just chop up for your mini mates.
I use them all the time.
Yeah.
I use them all the time. That is how that background's done. Look, there was a bit of a half-hearted attempt on that one.
So that was just a piece that you chopped up, but it just adds something to the back, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, no, you weren't going to throw any of this away. Right, now let's see what we've got. If I press really, let's give it a bit of welly as well. That might help, right? Yeah, I was gonna give it a go. Hey,
don't put it on the floor and stand on it.
Hello.
There we go. It's coming.
Now that's good enough.
Yeah.
That, my friends, is there.
It's there. Look at that.
So that's it. We've done it.
It's just seasoning, and it's brand new, straight out of the packet.
It was. So that tells me I've learned a couple of things here. One, you need to clean the
wipe your gel press.
There's obviously some chemical residue on the gel press.
Yeah.
So you need to clean it. Either wash it with soapy water or use what I did. That was all I had here. So so you wash it, get rid of any chemical residue.
Yeah.
You use a goodly amount of that.
Yeah.
You don't press too hard on the first, because there's a tendency to want to press really hard to transfer the print, but you don't. Because when you do that, all you're doing is you're absorbing all the ink
into the paper.
Right. So if you're pressing so hard that it's all on here, well, guess what? It's not going to be on there.
Because it's all on here.
It's all on here.
Yeah.
So that's the first thing. Then the other thing is that when you go to press this one down, then you give it a bit of stick.
Yeah.
Then you give it a bit of welly.
A welly.
So if you are going to try that out, right, then I'm actually glad that we've had this conversation.
Yeah.
Because you buy the gel press, you get it home, you open it up, you see, and I've used my old one, right, and you think, how come hers looks like that and I can't see anything? And so now it's really good that you see that.
Yeah,
you know, and
I think so.
and that you don't go, well, that was a waste of money.
25 quid. Yeah.
You know, because it really isn't. This little fella is a game changer.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember when you got it.
Kit.
Yeah.
So there you go. I'm glad that we did that. I'm glad we had that little experiment.
Apparently, Sam says oxide inks will help season the gel press as well.
All right. Okay.
So if you go an oxide first, it must have some reaction chemical or something.
Okay.
So
right. Well, let's have a go then, Sam.
The chalkiness takes some of the oil away.
Ah.
I suppose it absorbs into the ink, possibly.
Okay. So I put a bit of that on. Come on, let's give it a go then. And then I'm going to use, really though, I do know you need a little bit darker ones, don't you? I'm going to use one colour. Let's not get cocky.
Should we go on the overhead?
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm just going to I'm using the darkest one I've got in the cupboard here.
Okay.
Which is chip sapphire. That'll do.
Yeah.
Let's not get complicated. So now I'm going to use that one, and then I'll just do I'm going to do one. Let's do this. I'll do that like that. Right. And then I'll do that like that. So we've got that as well. Right. So we're not going to press hard.
No.
And we'll see what it does with the oxide.
Oxide. Right.
But the thing is, you've got to know that on a brand new gel press, that's how it. Oh, this is going to be nice.
You can see that straight away.
There you
can't
go.
You?
Thank you, Sam.
Yeah.
There you go. So it really has.
It has,
hasn't it?
Yeah.
You can see that. Right. Doesn't that look smashing?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's with the
so an oxide is obviously absorbing some of the moisture.
Chalky oxide.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's done a good job. Let's check that one out now. Whoa.
Look at that.
There you go. So that there.
It's not far off of it though, is it really?
No. But that's beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah.
There you go.
Super.
Results.
Right.
Thank you very much, Sam.
Scroll through. We're not going to look. We're going to choose the winner. I'm going to scroll through for a winner of the card.
That's right.
The heart. So don't look. And stop. And the winner is Zara Axon.
Zara. Oh, brilliant.
Congratulations.
There you go.
I'm sure we've got your address, so we'll send that to you.
That's amazing.
That's really good. Yeah.
So one wonders whether that would have worked 5 prints ago. Over to you for you to find out.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I think it is, but I think it's good to show that, because
that's so nice.
If, as you say, some of our friends at home, if they've invested in, or maybe they've bought one and they haven't even got it out of the packet yet, and then they think, oh, I'm inspired now to go ahead and do this, then they would have got possibly the same results of thinking, oh, it's not what Barbara did.
But this is what I used on the oxides. See, so you get the same depth.
Yeah.
But obviously what Sam is saying is that the oxide primes it. So isn't that good that she was in the building to tell us that?
Thank you, Sam.
There you go. And then that, my friends, is just a question of there you go. And that's the background for that one. Doesn't that look nice?
Yeah.
There we are. Background for that one. All right.
Super.
See you at 2 o'clock.
Yeah. Take care now. Thanks for joining us. Thanks, Jilly.
Thanks, Jilly.
Bye.
Bye-bye.